Hello everyone, I'm back today with another process video, although this one is special. It's different from the other ones I've done. This one is actually a collaboration video. I am doing a layout along with the fabulous Elle Wood, and I will link her YouTube channel below, and you'll be able to see the actual link of her video as well. We decided that we were going to pull a sketch off Pinterest, and this is the one that we jointly decided to do. We want to give credit where credit is due. So this is the person who originally did the layout, and then we're going to take this as our model and our inspiration and do our own traveler's notebook insert layouts, kind of with our own interpretation of what this looks like. I haven't seen Elle's yet, so I'm excited. I do know that I am going to continue on with the traveler's notebook that I have been working on lately, which is some photos from a suburb near me called White Bear Lake. So I'm going to work with those, and I'll be back in a minute to show you how I got started. So I think this is the only photo that I'm going to work with here. Notice they only have one. I did think about doing a second one over here, but I feel kind of bad so far in this traveler's notebook. Like, I haven't done a lot of journaling, so I'm really going to try to work in some journaling into this empty space here. I'm not positive that's going to happen, but I'm going to make that my goal. So I think I'm just going to work with this photo on the right page as shown. Now, the other thing that I wanted to point out is that for traveler's notebooks, when I've subscribed to a kit and I get something new, I don't tend to keep them together as the kit, the way that it comes. I kind of just put them all together in a pile so that I can quickly grab them when I'm ready to look for a background paper. So in this one, they have a very subtle kind of polka dot pattern here. I'll show that a little bit closer. There we go. So I want to maybe look for something similar because I do like the way this looks. So I'm going to go through here and pick out maybe some possibilities. Keep in mind, again, this is the photo. I want it to match. And some of these, like, I know this one's from Kelly Perky. Some of these are double-sided, some are not. So maybe this star, it's got a subtle pattern, and there's nice, light blue in there from the sky. Now this would be kind of cool because I said I wanted to journal, but could I make that work with this? I don't know, but I'm going to pull it just to see. Those stars are too busy. This says hello sunshine all over the place. Ooh, I kind of like that too because this color here works well with the building. Put that in the maybe pile. No flowers, definitely not that one. It's kind of the right color, but it's probably too dark. No, ooh. That's got dots like that one. This might be the leader. No. Ooh, well. It seems like I'm following the picture here because the things I'm tending to choose have a white background, or at least a lighter one. And then the pattern on top, this being the exception. So you know what, actually, let's do this. Let's just pull that one out of there now then. And we'll stick with that kind of white background theme. Now this is like that, but the red does not match. No, that's not a dot pattern, but still could work. These are all Kelly Perky ones, I know. Oh, wait. What was that? That's pretty darn close to that picture up there. Now, that's actually, I don't know if the camera's picking that up well, but that's actually a navy, I believe, not a black. So I'm not sure that that color will work, but I'm not going to give up on it. Some little suns, that's cute. Ooh, the color is nice. All right. Some of these are winning me over here. Now I like that grid, but I really like this side, so I don't want to use it yet. So I'm going to hoard that one for a little bit longer. Now that's a cool pattern, but it's pink. I don't think pink really goes there. Another grid, but I love the orange. I'm going to keep that. That could work too. Look how nicely that matches with the trees. Oh, that's too much. No. I think that might be it, guys. Wait, do I have two there? Nope, that's one. Now I kind of like the color, but I think this is too much. The stripe is kind of too much. It would overpower that photo. And, ooh, definitely not that. Okay, so I narrowed it down slightly. I can get rid of all of these. So here's what I've narrowed it down to. And I'm going to set it right next to the photo so you can kind of get an idea of how they look before I make the final decision. Kind of like that one too. That's cool. Like that pattern, but the color, I'm not sure. This one I do like. And then this one that would give me that opportunity to journal, and it still kind of has some geometric look to it, similar, you know, to what's being done here. So, decision time. I decided to go with this pattern, and I believe this one was a Kelly Perky one, and her pre-cut papers are a little bit too big for this particular traveler's notebook insert. This one is made by Gossamer Blue, and it's a little bit shorter, just a tad, and also a little bit narrower than what Kelly has. So I did cut this, and it is now, the size is 4 1/8 by 8 1/8. So in case you have one of these, that's a good size for it. It gives me just a nice little border all the way around, but it'll still close nicely. In the inspiration photo or sketch that we picked, there was this little element on top. Now I knew I wasn't going to want a number there. That's just not my thing, and it's not going to go with what I was going to do. But I did find this little embellishment piece. I have this whole container of stuff, just miscellaneous pieces that I keep, and you can see I was kind of sorting them here, and this is the one I found that I think will work, and so I'm just going to put it right up here in the top corner, just like that photo. So I kind of found the coolest thing that would work over here on this page. It is very much not triangles, not geometric, but I found this in that same container of stuff that I've been sorting through. It will allow me to get the journaling in that I want. It's got the right color scheme for this element that I had already picked and this building. I think it matches pretty well. And then if you look really closely, it even says cafe on it. And this happens to be a cafe. It's a restaurant. So I figured that was pretty perfect. Since I'm moving on to the other side now, I did like how this triangle kind of came out here under the photo. And I'm not going to journal on mine. I may stamp or something, but I'm not going to journal. But I found this card that I think will work for what I need. And I don't know that I'm just going to place the photo over or if I'm actually going to cut it. We'll find out in a minute. I didn't like the way this looked with the white still attached, so I did decide to cut it. And then because it's, you know, kind of white on white everywhere, I did decide to ink this just as I did here and on the edges of this card. And I do like the way that looks because it helps bring in the tones from the building. The other thing is that if you notice in here, they've got a strip. I don't know if this is a piece of a Project Life card or something, but they've got some just little strip of paper there. That's a little bit wider than what I would like for my photo, but I found this in my stash. It's a branding strip from, I don't know, it was some 6x6 paper pad, and I cut it off because I like the polka dot pattern, and I think it works, you know, pretty well with this. It's not overly distracting, being that it's a smaller print. So I'm going to put this alongside this photo over here. Once again, I went back to my container of goodies here, and that's after I did adhere this strip. But I went back to my container of goodies and I found these two elements that I think will work. Again, looking at the photo, they've got this feed your craft. There's a little, I can't tell if that's metal or what that is, but there's a little thing coming down here, and then they've got a phrase that's sort of tucked behind here. So my plan is I'm going to use this. This side will actually end up being covered because it's going to sit like this, and then there's this which kind of looks like an address, so I thought that might work for the building. I don't know what the actual address is, I don't remember, but who cares? I'm taking some artistic license. I did decide to do some stamping here. So I did put these elements on just as I thought I would, and then I stamped today's story up here. And then this is just a little pattern of like little asterisks there. These are the stamp sets I used. So the one that says today's story is from Citrus Twist. I used to subscribe to their kit, so it came in one of those. And then the little line here is from Studio Calico. So in this photo, they had underneath the photo there some days of the week stamped, and I didn't want to do that. So I decided to do a stamp that said #fun instead. And I really like the way that turned out. And with that, I think this is done. So if you look here, this is what we started with. Pattern over here, some shapes, a little element there, cluster with a photo over here. This is what I ended up with as my interpretation of that photo. Still had a pattern, an embellishment. I did decide to add some journaling rather than use those triangles. And I think this is pretty similar. A triangle element here, the stamping, some paper on the side, and then a few little items up here. So I hope you like my version of that inspiration photo, and don't forget to go check out the other video from Elle Wood on what she did with the same photo. Thanks, guys.